worry-free, and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline, very
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Chair Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercise to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Good morning, everyone. And we have a fun-filled episode today. We're talking about internal pressure. Internal pressure. I might as well get to the whiteboard and start writing it out. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning into the show this morning. We're talking about internal pressure. And this is the type of pressure that you feel when you're all riled up. Say your anxiety is creeping up. Say you're feeling pretty intense in general. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure, internal pressure. So I think this is something that's really common. What episode is this? Episode 306. Let's go ahead and just get that on there right now. So everyone having a good morning, getting up, getting started for the day, feeling good. Good morning. 306, episode 306, internal pressure. And this is all about the pressures that we put on ourselves to make ourselves. I think this whole term that we are our own worst enemy is very, very true when it comes to when we suffer and when we feel bad. So we're going to try and draw like maybe a little explosion and then write the word boom. I don't know if that looks more like an explosion or some type of mushroom, whatever. It'll serve for our purposes today. Good morning. We're talking about internal pressure, and we're talking about the explosion that goes on inside of us when things aren't going right. So what are some examples of this, Tanner? Like, give a little context. What the heck are we talking about today? So say if you're just at home, and you're trying to enjoy yourself, you're trying to relax, you just got off of work. However, I cannot be calm if my house is messy. I cannot be calm if my house is messy. I'm riled up. I can feel it inside me. I can feel it bubbling over, and I'm about to lose my mind. So that's an example. What's another one? I cannot be happy if my golf game is off today. I remember the one time I was golfing, and I was playing like shit, and I'm just thinking, man, I suck. This is terrible. I'm no good at this. Like, I should be better. I need to do lessons. And I'm like completely missing the moment. And my friends are just there having a good time, laughing, enjoying themselves. And I'm caught up in my head. Does this sound familiar at all to you? Do you ever do any fun activities? I used to be this way with sports really badly. That's why I gave the golf example. Like when I was playing basketball with my friends, like unless I was draining like every single shot, I'd be like, oh, terrible shot. Oh, I'm off today. Just like focusing on all the negative things. And it made me feel like I wanted to explode. Or what would really happen is I would do that, and then I'd go do something else, and then I'd go do something else. And then about 9 activities later with this negative state, then as soon as someone insulted me, as soon as something went wrong, my tire went flat on my car, and I had a real outlet or a reason to, bam, I just exploded, felt like crap, miserable, hate myself, all this negative stuff. And what's like a last one I thought was kind of hilarious that I've done before. So one time I forgot potato salad at this cookout. And I got invited to, you needed a dish to pass. I get to the cookout. I drove like an hour to get there. And I just forgot the potato salad. Forgot the potato salad, and I couldn't enjoy. I was playing bags, and I was just thinking about this damn potato salad. And I can't help but think this is the question that we really want to answer today. This is the question that we need to be able to answer in order to have a better day, in order to enjoy our lives. How much time are we losing being pissed off? Genuine question. Is it minutes? Is it hours? Is it days? Is it years? They say if you're stressed consistently, you can actually cause damage to your body. You can actually take on illnesses and diseases from the stress hormone getting so embedded in your body and throughout it that it can literally kill you. So we want to be very careful and ask ourselves, how much time are we losing? What kind of quality of life are we living when we're blowing up on something? And maybe this morning you woke up in a good mood. I usually am in a really good mood in the mornings. And then as the day goes on, I kind of fade a little bit. And I need those reminders because in the second half of the day is when I have a lot of opportunity to hang out with my wonderful, amazing girlfriend. I get to see my family. I get to see my friends. These are the most joyous things in my life that I could ever want or ask for. And it's so easy sometimes to get tripped up in a lot of the bullshit that doesn't actually matter. And then it ruins our ability to enjoy the present moment and do what it is that we want to do. So this is the ultimate question that we got to ask ourselves consistently. How much time are you giving up to being mad? How long are you going to be mad? What is it that's actually making you mad? And then that kind of gets straight to our point of our tip and trick for today is give yourself permission to let go. Give yourself permission to let go that you are not the environment around you. You are not just because you're not swinging a perfect golf swing doesn't mean you have to have a bad time. There's certain things that we can let go. There's just like pressures. And God, I had some more notes on this that I wanted to chop up and share. I'm only on one monitor today. I'm trying to learn a new setup I got going on. So this thing has to be a certain way. When it's not, we live in this gap, this void. Okay, we can draw that picture up there. Nothing but pain and suffering. Mention the art of letting go. Problems, yeah, we're talking about this, problems are only damaging when you give them energy. Stop feeding the monster. Oh, that one's a good one. Let's go ahead and copy that and get that onto there. Okay. Sorry, again, I am playing around with this new setup. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone's having a fantastic morning this morning. So something that I think is important to note and important to mention when we're talking about this internal pressure and we're trying to avoid exploding is problems are only damaging when you give them energy. Your problems are only a problem when you give them energy. Think of the mind. We've talked about Buddhist monks and stuff in this water analogy. When water is shaken up really harsh, the mind is quote unquote agitated. It can be very difficult to see through it. It can be very difficult to see what's going on, be able to make right judgments, or just enjoy the water in general. It's hard to be calm. It's hard to be peaceful, right? And those are joyful states that we're usually trying to aim at. So problems are only damaging when you give them energy. So when you have the next problem that comes up, maybe we can approach it. Maybe we become a little bit of an observer. We take a step back and we're like, whoa, what's really going on with this? Is this just part of this? Or is there something I can do about this? Does this really even matter? In a good way. I think it can be dangerous thinking like, oh, nothing matters. Nothing really matters. I think that usually leads to more like a nihilistic attitude towards life. Things do matter, but they just don't have to make you suffer. It's a choice, thankfully, which is great, fantastic news for us because we can stop feeding the monster. So when you have problems arise, be really careful of giving the wrong problems, the wrong attention, the wrong thoughts in your brain too much energy, because when we give problems energy, that's when we start to truly suffer. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was this void concept. I'm going to go ahead and write on the board. So in the void, stuck in the void. So what does this really mean? What does this actually look like? Let's go ahead and get our handy dandy chalk. So we have this line. So between where we are at, so this is our ideal state. And let's go ahead where we have the gain and we have the gap. And this is our ideal state. Ideal state, and this is pain state, and this is the void. So if I want to be in the ideal state and I don't want to be in the pain state, I think it's really easy to get caught in the middle in this void where we start to feel pain. We start to feel when we believe that things need to be a certain way for us in order to enjoy them, and they're not in that way. I think we fall into this void that is nothing but negative emotion, pain, and suffering. So we got to be careful of negative emotion. Negative emotion, also in the void. So when we get caught in the void, this is when we believe and we start to embody too much with the external environment. I think this can be really tough, and this is why it's continuous trial, practice, practice, practice. It actually takes a lot of practice to be happy. Who would have thought? So we are going through our day, and then we have certain things come up that wouldn't be ideal today. Say if you run into something, because we probably will. If anyone has anything really going on in their life and they're not just sitting in their house with a blanket on top of them, you're going to run into problems. And even that's a huge problem in itself. So no matter what, the problems are inevitable. It's how we and our mental state handle these problems. So if things are going well and they're ideal and we're happy and we're excited, and then something changes, and then we fall and we're into this pain state, or we're in the middle, we're caught in the middle and we're in this void state. Oh, it's not bad. It's not truly bad. I'm not tied up, I'm not kidnapped and this and that, but I forgot the potato salad. So you're stuck in the middle. It's like, what are you going to focus on? Are you going to focus on the potato salad that you didn't bring and how you're a loser, how could I have done this? Everyone else was doing so great at the party. Or we can choose to live in an ideal state, further up the metric. We can be in an ideal state where we completely let go. We give ourselves permission to enjoy ourselves, give ourselves permission to enjoy the moment more often. So again, this show was just a quick little wrap of internal pressure. I think if we let things build up too much, that we're going to get to a point to where we're going to have no choice but to explode. Midlife crises, holding the beach balls down underneath water. You can only do it for so long, and then they shoot up like cannons. So we want to be careful of the internal pressure that we put on ourselves, because it could make us implode and explode. And we don't want that to happen. Be careful of living in this void. Again, the void is when we're stuck in the middle, when we believe that things have to be a certain way or else we can't enjoy them. Not true. And continue to question this thinking. Continue to question how you can continue to improve your state, how you can continue to learn about negative emotion, continue to learn about how you're handling yourself through the day. Check in with yourself. And if you do get mad and if you do get frustrated about something, we have to give ourselves permission to let go. And also, how much time are we losing being pissed off? How much time are we losing being pissed off? I will never run a marathon in 0 minutes and 0 seconds. The goal isn't to never be mad again, to never have a problem again. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that my goal is to enjoy my life as much as possible as much as possible, because it's all I really have. All I really have is the time. All I really have is the people in my life. All I really have are these opportunities and experiences. So why would I not try to make the most of them? Because I don't take the time to have the self-awareness to realize a situation is bad. And with this, and it gets better. And I'm really excited because I'm getting better and better at this. For a long time, even doing things like golf, my golf game would be off, and I would just be so mad, and I would just ruin my time. I'd ruin my day. And who knows how many days we really get? Who knows how many chances we really get to golf with our friends? How many times do we know that we even get invited to the party to forget the potato salad anyway? And you should clean your house. I think cleaning your house is a great way to just build momentum. Usually people who are organized at home usually have organized lives. But just because one thing is out of place or this and that doesn't mean that we have to completely suffer and be in a really negative state. So being very careful with that. I think it's good practice to just detach from external stuff anyway and kind of take the observer approach. Take a step back out from yourself. So if you were standing across the street, say 100 feet in the air, and you're looking down on yourself and kind of watching what you're doing, what do you see? How are they handling things? Are they enjoying themselves? What state are they in? So don't be scared to be an observer for yourself, so we can try to really reduce essentially how much time we are losing by being pissed off. I'm tired of losing a lot of my time to being mad. I think life's a little too short to be all riled up. I mean, I'm sure you can really, if you think about it, sometimes that intensity and that built up energy that's just inside us, and it's like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And that's a great opportunity to lean in and really check in with the problems, because again, problems are only damaging when you give them energy. If you pour gasoline on the fire will get bigger. Everyone knows that analogy. It's the same thing with emotions. It's the same thing with problems. And I think we can twist and turn and manipulate and practice in ways that can really set ourselves up for the future, that can help us be the best entrepreneurs we can be, solve more problems, maximize resources, literally the definition of entrepreneurs. Let's do it together. Let's not be too pissed off today. Let's do something kind for somebody. We're big believers in momentum. Let's start the day off right. Let's get going if you're just get going for the day, let's have a great one, and let's do something awesome. Let's give ourselves permission to let go of the bullshit that's not in our control, and focus on what we can control. And never forget, problems are only damaging when you give them energy. What are you going to give your energy to for today? This was episode on how and why internal pressure is killing you. And we want to be very careful of this internal pressure so we don't end up like an atom bomb and explode on somebody in some situation and totally not mean it. And also, we want to get the most out of our time. How much time are we losing being pissed off? Excellent question. That's all I have for today. This was episode 306, trying to eliminate and reduce some of that internal pressure so we can enjoy more out of life and improve the quality of our life. If you would like to work with T-Dog, talk to Tanner, and you want to set up your journey for personal and professional development, we have the one-page life plan, which is an all-intensive course, insane amounts of value, guaranteed or your money back. This stuff is going to unlock your full potential, guaranteed. I guarantee it. And if it doesn't unlock your full potential and we don't really discover and create a real plan for you, then I give you your full money back. You can go ahead in the description below. You can click the link to check that out to see if working with us is something you would like to do. Other than that, we have the morning show where we go live every single morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if you like this video, leave it a like. If you leave an emoji for me, or if you really enjoyed it, share it with somebody who you think needs to hear our message and who would benefit from alleviating some of that internal pressure, because the internal pressure is killing us and we got to be careful of that when we're trying to be here for a long time for a good time. All right, folks, that's all I had for today. I will be back here on June 30th, bright and early, 8 a.m. tomorrow with another episode of the Talk to Your Morning Show. So we will be on to episode 307 tomorrow. We got a fun one planned, some review questions, some coaching exercise I'm going to be going over on the board. But for now, the question is how much time are you going to get mad? And hopefully you can give yourself permission to let go. In case you needed to hear it today, I love you. You're a badass. You're going to have a great day. Go get it. Go get one thing done. I promise you'll feel 1,000 times better. Go knock it out of the park. Don't be hard on yourself. Let go of all the bull crap. Focus on what you can control and what's really important. I love you. Have an awesome day. Cheers, friends. I'm out of here. I'll catch you on the next episode. All the best. Talk Tanner out. Peace. Oots.